Hi there. Where did your boundaries come from? I'm not talking philosophically, but more practically. Where did you learn the limits that you currently have or don't have? The ones about your time and energy, what you will and won't do, what you're willing to put up with or not, what you will ask for, and what you will say no to or yes to. Where did these limits and boundaries actually come from? I don't think people spend enough time really asking themselves these kinds of questions. We just kind of go through life on autopilot, assuming, this is just who I am. Some people are naturally good at boundaries and some people aren't, and that's just how it goes. I don't think so. I want to propose that's not really how it works. Well, not propose, but more deliberately offer a more factual alternative. Your limits didn't form randomly. They formed through your experiences, and mostly through your early experiences. Some of it before you really even had any capacity to have a real say in the matter. What got modeled for you in your household? What was rewarded? What was expected? What created tension or conflict or withdrawal when you tried setting limits or pushing back on limits? What did you have to do or stop doing to feel approval or feel love or acceptance? I know with my children, I've been grateful that my oldest daughter felt comfortable enough once she became an adult to let me know that she didn't feel like she had a say in things growing up. It was what me and her dad said, that's how it was and that's how it went. There was no room for discussion, which in our southern upbringing and culture, it's considered talking back if you push back on what adults are telling you. So she had to find her voice in adulthood. And she's doing a great job of that. Hey, there's no such thing as perfect parenting. She was very loved and still is very loved, and the rest she's figuring out what fits for her or not as an adult. So just like her, your childhood is where your relationship with limits actually started. As a child doing what children do, which is figuring out what works in the environment they're in. Now, as a conscious decision, as an adult, that's part of your growth work. I did a whole session on boundaries, a live session inside the Enjoy Being Human community recently that goes deeper into this, the origins of the patterns around limits and what it takes to start shifting those. So think about what it looked like in your home growing up. Even going through school, the limits that teachers and societal structures put on us. If expressing a need or saying no created anger, guilt, tension, or some of that can even last for days, or some of that has maybe been considered talking back, like for my daughter, your nervous system took note of that. It learned that limits equal conflict, that asking for something or pushing back was not capiche. And it got to work protecting you from that, not stopping to ask, is this still pertinent to present day circumstance? If you watch somebody you love give everything to everyone around them, and they call that love, you probably interpreted the message about what love is supposed to look like, that taking care of yourself somehow takes away from taking care of others, or it's selfish, you should be tending to other people. Or if your needs got dismissed or minimized consistently, there's a real chance that you learned that having needs at all is being needy or too much. And if things were unpredictable growing up, if the rules kept changing, if you were always feeling like you needed to read the room and adjust, you may have gotten really good at being fluid and adaptable, which sounds great, right? It sounds like a strength. And in a lot of ways, it can be. But it also can make it really hard to develop limits that are solid and consistent because that's not what the environment rewarded you for. So none of this means there's anything wrong with any of us. And there's nothing to blame our parents for. Everybody's doing the best they can do in any given moment, or they would do it differently. We all do the best we can do with the knowledge we have at the time. So I want to be very clear about that. But every one of our patterns is just an adaptation. It's your system being smart and resourceful and doing exactly what it needed to do to get you through the environments that you were in. The question now is whether those adaptations are still working for you, whether they're protecting you, or at this point they might be costing you more than they're giving you. That is genuinely an interesting question to sit with. Some of us might walk around feeling like something is wrong with us, like we should be better at saying no, or just ask for what we need, or don't feel guilty every time we put ourselves first. And some of us will just keep trying to willpower our way into being different. But you cannot think your way out of a pattern that didn't even start out as a thought. It started out as an experience. And that's a deeper, different level of work, a different kind of awareness and growth. Here's what I want to leave you with today. Just get curious about it. Not critical, not trying to fix anything. Just be curious. Where do your limits feel healthy? Where do they feel solid for you? Where do they feel thin or non-existent? And if you trace it back, is there something in how you grew up, something that was modeled or rewarded or punished that might have shaped those boundaries or those limits, or how you approach boundaries and limits? So you don't have to have these full answers or have anything figured out. Just asking these questions starts the change process. Awareness is where it always begins. So, I love you. Take care of yourself. And as always, I'm sending you peace and light. Oh, short reminder, you can catch any and all replays of the full live sessions that happen every Sunday if you join the Enjoy Being Human community. Join us for the lives on Sundays. This next Sunday is going to be Communication Beyond Reactivity. It's going to be pretty cool. I've done some videos about that. Anyway, the link is in my bio as always, and I hope to see you there. Okay, I love you. Take care of yourself, and I'm sending you peace and light.